everybody, it's Jen in the kitchen again. I today am debuting my new little toy that my mother got me, early birthday present. It's called Pivo, and it kind of follows you. It's a little stand for your phone, and it follows you while you're filming. So now we have taken care of the issue of me trying to rearrange my tripod mid-recipe. So I'm pretty excited about that. So we'll get started. Today I am making a semi-sweet chocolate layer cake with vanilla cream filling and a chocolate ganache over the top of it. I have not made this cake before, and I've already run into a situation that we are going to overcome. I am confident of it. It calls for 3 8-inch cake pans. I have 3 9-inch cake pans. So I was concerned the cakes were going to come out too thin. I could do 2, but then it won't be as pretty. I talked to my pastry chef sister, and we decided the best way to go about this is to have, like, not double the recipe, but 1.5. So that'll make the cakes a decent size, and we'll see how it goes. So I have already cut 3 parchment paper rounds for my cake pans, and I'm telling you, it's so much easier to do this on the front end than deal with a stuck cake. Took me many, many moons to learn this and just break down and buy a roll of parchment paper, but I did it, and I'm glad. And over here, look at that following me. I love it. I have 9 ounces of good chocolate. So I use Ghirardelli. 9 ounces of chocolate simmering in a bowl floating in a bowl of water. So we're waiting for that to kind of melt. So let's get started on our cake. I'm going to butter these pans and put our parchment paper rounds in them. I think you butter them so the parchment paper sticks. So we're going to do that. I'm making this cake instead of making that beautiful cake that I saw on Facebook that I read, and it had terrible reviews after I went and bought all the expensive ingredients. So we are overcoming that cake. And we're just going to put these parchment paper rounds in here. Okay. Voila. There we go. Telling you, save yourself a heap load of grief and just do that. Okay. So we are going to start by, I'm going to get a glass bowl to put I'm going to get a metal bowl. My glass bowl is MIA. I think there are leftovers in it in the fridge. Okay. So we are going to do our dry ingredients in here. So we've got 2 kinds of flour for this cake, which is part of the reason I'm doing this, because I went out and bought some pastry flour. So I had the special flour. So we are going to do, and then I have regular flour too. It calls for both. Now, I get a little loosey-goosey without doing the dry ingredients first most times, but this is the first time I've made this cake, so I thought I'd better follow in directions before I get too cocky with the whole situation. So we are going to do a cup, and you want to do good measurements when you're baking. I got this little flattener, so I just get the amount that I need. I'm not really sure what pastry flour has in it. All right, there's 1. And then we're going to do 2 tablespoons. This is the measurements I had to figure out from my sister. Okay, and I'm just kind of scooping that off. And then we're going to do the same with regular flour, so we're going to do a cup. And 2 tablespoons. we are going to do, let's see, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda and baking powder. This looks like a special cake. I'm kind of excited because it's got a vanilla cream center. It's almost like a big hobo. I hope it's keeper. I think I'm going to have to deliver some over to my grandchildren and son and daughter-in-law. And then we're also going to do 3/4 of a teaspoon of kosher salt, and it says coarse, which is a little perplexing, but I happen to have it, so that's what we're using. Okay, we're just going to whisk that together. Look at it follow me. Isn't this fun? Oh, we needed something to brighten this week. It's been so gray and the snow and the hail and all that. Okay. So there is that. Okay, now I have in my, we're going to use our, I think we're going to use this attachment. Okay, and I have 1 and 2 tablespoons, 1 stick, and it was 3/4 of a stick. So 2 3/4 of a stick of butter in here, very technical terms. And then I am going to, yeah, that's right, okay. Add the brown sugar. And I had a situation with my brown sugar. For some reason, it got hard as rock, and I'm like, oh no, now what? But fear not, because I Googled it online, and if you put a wet paper towel in your brown sugar, then it like rehydrates it. I was happy about that. So we're going to do, okay, 2, what was it? 2.5 and 2 tablespoons. So there is 1 and 2. It totally rehydrated it. It's a little crazy. 2, and this is a very brown sugary recipe. It's wiping me out of brown sugar, I'll tell you that. 2.5 and 2 tablespoons. My sister helped me figure out all the measurements because math is not my thing. I could follow the recipe, and I could double the recipe, but doing it and cutting it in half again, not my thing. Okay, so and our vanilla, which is teaspoon and a half. Ooh. All right, maybe it went a little heavy on the vanilla, but as you know, I like vanilla. Okay, so we're going to start, and remember I put the butter in there already, so we're going to start whisking that together. And the batter will be crumbling, interestingly. The butter was room temperature-ish. Maybe not totally. Should have been. So we'll give that a minute. Things are flying here at Jenna's Kitchen. All over the place. Alright, get that cleaned up. I'm suddenly starting to see the benefit of those little guards that they have on the KitchenAid mixers. everything in here. Maybe my butter should have been a little softer, but we're getting there. Maybe help it. Still see one little clump of butter in there. Yeah, it's kind of the consistency of just kind of wet sand, really. Let's see. Okay. We're going to add 1 egg at a time, and there's 3 eggs that are going to go into here. Now, we are going to see how our chocolate's doing over here, because that's going in next. Woo! Our 9 ounces of melted chocolate. And it's just about melted. How could this cake be bad with everything that's going in here? I like to get the Ghirardelli chocolate because it's got a high cacao, 60%. Okay, that's good. So we're gonna just turn that on low. We're gonna incorporate the chocolate. I just love a homemade cake. Feels special. Add something special to your day, you know? It feels like a party or a celebration. All right. All right, there's that. So we got it all out of there. All right. That is the way to add chocolate to something. Melted chocolate chips. And I love that there's vanilla cream in this too, so you don't get like a total overload chocolate coma. Cut a little bit with the vanilla. I like that. Okay. Now I'm thinking we are alternating with the buttermilk. And the buttermilk is 3/4 and 3/4, which is 1.5. 1.5 cups of buttermilk. I'm just going to rinse this out because it's got some brown sugar flecks in it. Okay. So we're going to alternate that. So we'll do the buttermilk first. 1. And then in a half. We'll save that for the next round. Okay. scrape down my side so everything gets incorporated. Guys, this is like silk. It looks so pretty. Okay. We're gonna add the other buttermilk. And then we're gonna add the rest of the flour. I think that's it for our scraping it down one more time. A little flour, a little chocolate on the sides. We want to get that all incorporated. My oven is preheated to 325. There we have it. Let's get these in the oven. That's got a little brown sugar that was flying out of my KitchenAid in it. Okay. And a little extra butter here, but butter never hurt anything. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to rinse my measuring cup, my 1 cup measurement, so we can kind of scoop this evenly. I always take a little extra caution when I'm making something for the first time, so it's not a complete fail, I hope. Okay. So I'm just going to take cupfuls and put them in each. My timing might be altered a little bit because of our expanding the recipe. So I will keep a close eye on that. Let's see what we got here. And today on Jen in the Kitchen, I am going to be filming this all ahead of time and then posting it after I edit it. So I'm going to try a little bit of editing so you don't have to sit and we don't have to break while I'm cooking and waiting for things to cook in the oven. Okay. So I'm going to spread this out. It's a beautiful consistency, very silky. I think I'm going to have some happy quarantine friends in my house today. Okay. There is one. So it says to cook this for 23 minutes. I'm going to be very cautious and check it with toothpick. I have a feeling it will be a few more minutes over that. Okay. There we go. All right. Look at these gorgeous babies. Ah, okay. Because it can. Ooh, that's good. I can taste the difference with all that brown sugar and not regular white sugar. I'm excited to see the final product. All right, so I'm gonna throw these in. All right, about 23 minutes. Okay. I may even go in halfway and kind of turn them, so the ones in the back get rotated around. 23. We'll check them at 23 and see how that goes. So the next thing we have to do is the white cream. So I'm going to have to clean this up a little bit. And delightful. Oh. Okay. So we are going to, I need my heavy cream. Let me get my gelatin too. All right. Don't let me down, gelatin. It says to put 2 tablespoons of cold water in a bowl and sprinkle the unflavored gelatin in it. Now, here is another question. Shall we do this times a half? I think we should. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're going for it. All right, so I need a little bowl. Let me get a little bowl. Get my tablespoons, teaspoons. Okay. So it calls for a teaspoon of unflavored gelatin. So we're gonna do 3 tablespoons of cold water in our bowl. And don't be afraid to try new recipes. What's the worst thing that happens? So you have a crappy dessert. Don't be afraid to try new recipes. What's the worst thing that happens? So you have a crappy dessert. Don't be afraid to try new recipes. What's the worst thing that happens? So you have a crappy dessert. 1, 2, 3 tablespoons of cold gelatin, or cold water. And then we're going to do a teaspoon and a half of the unflavored gelatin. There you have it. Do your thing, gelatin. Okay, I still have enough in here for some other gelatin need. All right, and then we're going to warm up. We're going to let that stand for 10 minutes to soften. We're going to bring a 3/4 of a cup of cream to a boil in a heavy small saucepan. Well, I happen to have a perfectly small saucepan. My mama pot. So that was cup. I've got a 1/4 cup here. 1, 2, 3. That is some. Smells good. April 26th. We should be good. It was a little glunky there. God knows what you're gonna get. I just bought it, so it should be fine. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna bring this to a boil. Stir until dissolved and refrigerate until cold. Whisking frequently every 5 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna have to set a timer for that because I'll forget. Oh, speaking of forgetting, let's see how our cakes are looking. think they need a rotation. Let's get a rotation going on. You have to be so careful so they don't fall. All right. That's all I'm willing to risk at this moment. All right, so we're waiting for that to... Okay. So I guess we're gonna need a little bowl. No, maybe we could just put it all in there. I think we'll put it all in there. Oh, gelatin. Remember making Jello jigglers? I do. Let's see how our cream is doing. Ooh, it's not often that I have a recipe that tells you to boil cream, because that just seems like what you're not supposed to do with cream. But I'm going with it to a boil. We get a little spoon, little spatula, scoopula. I made Joanne Gaines chocolate chip cookies the other night, and I have to say they were a huge hit. The difference between that and your normal Toll House cookie recipe is there's only one stick of butter rather than two, and you use all brown sugar, not white sugar. And I think there's actually a little less sugar in it. And they came out kind of chewy, but crunchy on the outside, and they were really pretty. They were like, had lots of ridges, and they were good. I would definitely recommend those if you can get your hands on that recipe. I found it online. My friend had made them. I had a couple of friends make them, and it's hard to deviate from the one that you know, because starting to boil over here. It's got little bubbles. I'm having flashbacks of my ricotta cheese. I don't want it to turn into ricotta cheese. All right, that's good. I'm gonna call that. That's a bubble. Okay, now we're going to add our gelatin into that. Okay. Stir until dissolved. Gonna pop this in the fridge. Ooh. Put this back in the fridge. And we're gonna wait for the cake. Maybe I'll get my ukulele. I happen to have it right here. I don't want to leave my cakes high and dry.
satisfied.
I am. You are here before. Couldn't look you in the eye. You look like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. Felt like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so very special. But check the cake. Check the cake. Check the cake. Ooh. Looks like the edges are getting cooked. The center still needs some time. Back to my ukulele. Okay. All right, I think I can do this now. All right, we're gonna make the cream. Finish the cream. We have put our gelatin and our boiled cream in a little bowl, and I have whisked it a couple times. Hi, I'm back. We're gonna finish making our vanilla cream for our cake. So, if you remember, we had that gelatin and boiled cream that I have been stirring away every few minutes. It's gotten thick in the refrigerator. I've got my bowl back together here, and we are going to get my heavy cream out again. And we are going to put a cup and a half of the chilled cream. Good thing I looked, that's a third of a cup, not half of a cup. Okay, I got a cup. We're going to put a cup and a half of the chilled cream. Okay. All right, so we're going to add that 1.5 cups. We're on course. We're on course. All right, and our confectioner sugar, which is 1/4 cup, and 1/8 cup. So let's figure that one out. 1/4 cup. I don't mind going a little light on the sugar. I think it's going to be sweet enough. So we'll do 1/4 cup. And we'll do half of that. And okay. I'd say that's about right. And our vanilla, 1/2 teaspoon plus 1/2 of that. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We got that. And we are going to beat it until it is thick peaks. We will crank that puppy up. And they take a minute. Some things cannot be rushed. Almost there. We don't want butter. I think we need a little bit longer. Oh, here we go. Okay. And then we're going to add our gelatin. Ooh, it's flying. Ooh, seedy. All right, let's see. All right, so my cakes are cooling. We may be MacGyvering them together because, well, you'll see. It'll be a surprise. Okay, let's see how that goes. I feel like it needs more vanilla. You know when you're like, I think more vanilla wouldn't hurt it. I'm gonna go with the recipe though. Oh, I think that's pretty good. Oh yeah. I think that's good. Okay. My cakes still need to cool a little bit, I would say. And we're gonna have to do the cakes on, like, the cake on a cookie sheet because we're gonna be doing the ganache thing. So the ganache is gonna be poured over the cake, and the cookie sheet will catch whatever we don't, whatever doesn't make it. So let's see. I want to say they're almost ready. It says cool completely though, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'll throw them in the fridge. It said to cool at room temperature though. All right, well, I think I'm gonna bring it over. Let me get a, you know, maybe, I think we're gonna do it on the upside down cake pan so the ganache falls off of it. I'm going to use the worst cake first because one of them came out a little bit crumbly. All right. So what I think I'm going to do, here's where the MacGyvering comes in. It kind of concaved a little bit. So I think I'm going to just give it a little sawing action. Right across the top. It's like a fudgy brownie. Because I want it to be pretty and uniform looking when I'm done. We'll see if that actually happens. All right. Oh my gosh, I don't know, you guys. We'll see. I think some chocolate ganache will heal a world of problems with my cake. All right, I gotta get this bottom piece off. We'll just flip it. Okay. Well, the good news is my parchment paper worked. That worked just fine. Okay. Okay, and the other two layers look pretty good, so I'm not going to stress out about it too much. Okay. I still feel a little bit of warmth on the top. Not much. Let's see how serious they were about a cooled cake. Cake's cooled completely. But it says room temperature, so I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready. Okay. I don't know. I think I should wait. Maybe I'll stick it in the fridge or the freezer. No room in the freezer. Let me try. We're gonna make our ganache for our glaze. So we are gonna start by, I am not doubling the ganache because I don't have enough chocolate. We're gonna bring a cup of cream and 2/3 of a cup of corn syrup to a simmer in a heavy, small pan. All right. So we'll get a cup of the cream. I'm gonna have just enough cream for this recipe. And 2/3 of a cup of, I know I had 1/3 of a cup. 2/3 of a cup of corn syrup. And bring that to a simmer. I have higher hopes for this gelatin corn syrup situation than my mirror cake. Let's see, I got a little spatula. We'll bring this to a simmer. It's not combining quite yet. So I'm hoping I have enough chocolate. I've got a whole bag, I've got another ounce here, and I've got a half a bag here. So hopefully we're gonna be MacGyvering this cake together like nobody's business, I have a feeling, because the situation with so what happened is my cakes came up on the sides, and it's kind of like the consistency of a brownie. And so you know when you get that good crusty stuff on the side, but when you're doing a layer cake, they have to be flat layers. So I kind of used my bread knife and shimmied around the edge. So now I have delicious brownie cake crust to eat. And hopefully the cake will not look a fright. It might though. You just don't know. I guess we'll find out shortly. So we have our cake cooling in the fridge. I'll give it a couple more minutes and we'll start building our cake. I don't know how optimistic I am about this whole venture. I think it's going to taste good. I think it just might look like hell. I don't know how optimistic I am about this whole venture. I think it's going to taste good. I think it just might look like hell. But I haven't given up yet. Give that a few more minutes before we add our chocolate. I kind of like having cake crust laying around while I'm waiting. It's a really good cake. It does taste more like a brownie, I have to say. Which I think is an attribute to the cake. Alright, let's see how this guy's doing. Oh yeah, get the show off. It's not simmering yet. The brown sugar in it gives it almost like a caramely flavor. It's really good. I believe we have a simmer. We got little bubbles on the sides. Let's throw in our chocolate. And we're going to just stir this until it's melted and smooth. And then we're going to let it cool. And while we let it cool, we'll work on our layers. Layer number 1 out of the refrigerator. Okay. Here we go. Let's see how this goes. Can you guys see the cake? I'm wondering if I moved that too far away. Okay, I think we're good. Here's our vanilla cream. Let me get my pastry knife. Here it is. Okay, so we're going to use half of this on the first layer. Well, that looks pretty good. Okay. Oopsie. Okay. I think I need to get up. Mmm. Ooh, that tastes good. Okay. Let's get that second layer. I'm going to flip this over on top. Little prayer. Okay. Okay. And we're going to put our vanilla cream. On top of that, get every last little piece of that out of that bowl. All right, let's get the third top. I think I'm gonna have to MacGyver this one too. My issue being this little risen crust, which I don't understand. At least it's coming off easily. Okay. Dun 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 doodle-doo, doodle-doo, doodle-doo. All right. That's what we got. Okay, did I take the bottom? Yeah, I did. Okay. So we're gonna flip this over onto the cake. There we go. Okay. This is it so far. So far, we have this. We have to refrigerate this before we can do the ganache. Okay. It's a little stressful. Okay. It's only cake. Should not be a stressful situation. So, this is what we have so far. It's time to ganache the cake. Let's see what's happening in here. All right. Here's what we have. Here is our cake. We're gonna get that first layer of ganache on there. I need my pastry knife. Okay, we're gonna ganache the cake. I don't know, you guys. It's not gonna be so gorgeous, but I think it'll be delicious. So let's get going. We're gonna take a little bit of this ganache. our cake is cooled. And we're going to do like a preliminary glaze. So we preliminarily glaze this, refrigerate it so it gets chilled, and then we warm the other glaze and pour it over. So it's just a beautiful, shiny situation. So I think I'm going to have to kind of come around the sides. So you're kind of making a coating that will be the base for the second ganache to go over. Trying to get this smooth. I think it's gonna be okay. Do 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 do. Here comes the sun. Do 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 do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's all right. Do 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 do. We shouldn't have worried. We shouldn't have worried about those crusty sides we had to cut off. There was nothing to fear. Okay. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna chill this until this sets. Then we're going to pour the second layer of ganache, which we're going to warm up. All right, what do you think? It's looking pretty good. Okay, going back in the fridge. Oh my God, Dave just came home from the liquor store. He's got a case of something. He's battening down for the next 4 weeks. Okay, I'm back for the last entry of our fabulous chocolate cake. I've got our ganache warming back up on the stovetop, and I'm pulling our cake out of the refrigerator where the ganache has set up. Okay, I'm back for the last entry of our fabulous chocolate cake. I've got our ganache warming back up on the stovetop, and I'm pulling our cake out of the refrigerator where the ganache has set up quite nicely. Just want to get it loose again so it pours over the cake. Can you see this cake? Let's see. There. It's pretty gorgeous. It's way better than I thought it was going to be. That is for sure. Back over here. Back over here. Follow the right person. Okay. My ganache is warmed up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to pour this over. This will be way more successful than that gross mirror glaze, because this is just chocolate and cream with a little bit of. Here we go. Ready for this? This is the money shot. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to assist it. Make sure this is nice and dry. Okay. And we're just going to let it flow over the sides. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Isn't it pretty, Payne? Are you helping? Get the rest of this on here. So I did not, by any stretch of the imagination, need to double the ganache. That's for sure. And I'm just going to use that to make sure my sides are beautifully covered. And there we have it. I'm gonna move this onto a cake plate because you guys deserve to see that. Let me get my cake plate. Here I am! That's too funny. Okay. So let's see if we can transfer the cake. Oh, I think I'm glad I did this while the ganache was still cooling, drying. We got a little blowout over here, that's okay. Look at that cake. It had little hearts on the top, but I'm thinking we should leave good enough alone. Don't you? I'm gonna put this in the fridge to set up. I'm gonna bring some of this over to Tim and Justine if they want it. So I'll cut a piece so you can see the beautiful cake on the inside. And thanks for watching. I hope this new way of presenting my cooking show works for everybody. We'll see. I'm gonna go into editing, so I guess we'll find out. I'll talk to you later. Bon appetit!